Hello and welcome back to another episode of Medici Rex, the place where you don't need to buy anything, you don't need to learn anything. You just hear the sound of my voice, a voice that tries to entertain you and amuse myself. But, well, more than anything, I'm just keeping you company and I'm hearing the sound of my voice, but there are no promises here. Anyway, today's topic is about fabric. Now, recently I've gone on this whole sustainable journey. And when I say recently, I say like within the last year or two or three, because it's definitely a shift in mindset. And it takes a lot of research and time to understand where you sort of see yourself, what you kind of want. The whole premise of sustainability is basically to use what you already have. So it's not like you can chuck everything that you already own in order to get new things. But anyways, in this process, I've had the opportunity, and when I say opportunity, because I didn't necessarily have a mattress or a bed, I was using someone else's. I'm living with my parents. I'm failing, but don't worry about that. That's not what today's about. Today's about fabric. But I finally bought myself a mattress and I bought myself these bed sheets. The bed sheets that I grew up sleeping in were the ones that my mom would purchase from places like Bed Bath & Beyond, Macy's. Nothing bad against Bed Bath & Beyond and Macy's. I mean, they're not necessarily aligned with my moral compass, but at the same time, neither was I a few years ago. So that's all water under the bridge. But anyway, the fabric selection there, because they produce in mass quantities and they're trying to give it to people at an affordable rate, they don't necessarily use the best fabrics, the best textiles. They don't have the best practices. People probably don't even get paid living wages when they purchase or when they work for one of those factories that are making those fabrics or comforters or sheets. So I always grew up sleeping in these sheets and they were always good enough. It's like a dessert. It's good, and then one day somebody brings something sweeter to the table and you're like, whoa, where have you been all my life? So after I bought myself a new mattress, I bought myself these new sheets, and I was researching what companies I wanted to support, what fabrics I wanted to use. The sheets that are on my bed are from Etitude. I think that's how you say it. They can be found on madetrade.com. But the fabric they use, they describe as bamboo silk. So they're not necessarily using silk. They're using like fragments of bamboo. And I know it's all sustainable. I apologize that I can't read out the details because I don't remember off the top of my head. And then I got my bed sheets, my linen duvet cover, which, by the way, linen duvets is so bougie. I did not grow up with linen duvets. I grew up with Macy's comforters. So purchasing a linen duvet cover and then a duvet itself, obviously I wanted to do a lot of research because it's pretty pricey. So I got my linen duvet cover from this company called Cozy Earth, and they use linen. So my sheets now, this linen and this bamboo silk, it is the most luxurious experience in the world to go to sleep in my bed. This reminds me, once I was watching this YouTube channel and this girl was talking about how important it is to invest in your bed sheets because, hello, we spend so much of our lives sleeping. And her goal was that her bed sheets are more comfortable, or she feels more comfortable at home than going to a hotel. Because obviously we all go to the hotel for the 100 thread count and the luxe bedding. And now I can totally relate to her because these bed sheets that I have, the last time I went to a hotel, I was like, really? This is the best that you guys can do when it comes to bedding. And that is something I am so grateful for, that I've found these sheets and found and understood the importance of the fabrics that you put on your body. Another thing is, I am highly obsessed with TikTok. I watch it all the time. And on TikTok, once upon a time, there was a guy, again, I don't recall any details. I don't know. I don't actually exist. Nothing in my life has ever occurred because I can never actually recall specifics about the things that I've experienced. It's crazy. But anyway, this guy was talking in this video clip about the different fabrics that you put on your body. And when you start using things like polyester and synthetic fabrics, how you're absorbing that energy and how that affects you, mind, body, and soul. Obviously, I can't go into the details of whether that is applicable to me because that is all very subjective. It's not something that you can tangibly measure across different people. But for me, after I started buying linen pieces and slowly start incorporating these fabrics and these companies like Boody, which is Boody, that's where I get my undergarments from. Now, and then I have some Mayra Benalosa linen, like a linen dress and a linen shirt and shorts. Now that I've started incorporating these kinds of items into my wardrobe. Oh, and I have Organic Basics. I have like a few of their bras and like 2 of their shirts. But now that I have these items in my closet, it is so true. I don't know about the energy perspective, but it definitely, like, I am so uncomfortable when I wear something that's polyester or spandexy. It's just against my skin. It feels like, what is this paper? That paper, is it scratch paper? It's not scrap paper. Damn it. It's the paper I used to get for my bird to try to file her nails. I tried to put it in her cage so that she would, because that's sandpaper, that's the word, sandpaper. So after I started incorporating these new elements, these new fabrics into my wardrobe, everything else feels like sandpaper. And I cannot have it on my body. There are still some items in my wardrobe, to be quite frank, that I don't fully love the way they feel against my skin. But I'm trying to slowly bring in new items and slowly remove some, because at the same time, we only have one body and we can only wear one pair of pants at a time and only wear one shirt at a time. So I'm not looking for more is more here. I definitely prefer a minimal wardrobe, but I want a wardrobe where I'm obsessed with every item, just the way I'm obsessed with my sheets and my duvet cover and my undergarments. It's a happy place to be. But fabric, it's mind-blowing what a privilege it is to have a kind of fabric on your body or in your bedding. And it's sad that it's not available to everyone. And it's sad that you're not even aware of the difference that it actually makes, because it's not spoken of very much and it's not accessible, right? Like bed sheets, unless you actually own them, you don't know what it's like to sleep in it. And when it comes to clothing, everything that's at a good price point that is available to the masses are in these stores that honestly, I get like so uncomfortable and grossed out when I walk through a place like Marshalls or TJ Maxx. There's just things everywhere. It's just such a mess. I can't handle it. And a lot of these stores or items for purchasing are online, sadly enough. So you have to go in person. I mean, you can't go in person to see it. You have to buy it and then trust that you'll like it. And if you don't, then you have to go through the hassle of returning it. But anyway, fabrics are your second skin, and they definitely deserve to be pampered. And when I say pampered, your skin deserves to be pampered. You deserve to be pampered. You deserve to have a feeling of comfort in your own skin. And I think that feeling of comfort in your own skin is highly affected by the things that you put on your skin, right? But anyway, you know what's funny? I describe this podcast as comedy and leisure, and the more episodes I do, the more I'm like, this is not funny. None of this is funny at all. It's definitely just a leisure conversation, a leisure walk, but it's okay because this is not really my goal. My goal is to figure out what the hell I want. So this is just one step in that. But anyway, if you haven't ever, I highly suggest that you look into just touching something that is linen or 100% non-GMO organic cotton, or maybe even Tencel. I've tried some Tencel. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't, to be quite frank. But I encourage you to, as opposed to buying 10 different things in 10 different colors or the newest, highest trends or whatever, that you slowly try something that has been manufactured by natural textiles, and where people are treated as a human being when they are a part of the process of getting that product over to you. You know, like I said, my goal is to slowly incorporate these items into my wardrobe. But before I did that, and before I do that fully, I think it's important to pamper yourself first and foremost. Hence why I decided to fund my bedding first and figure out my undergarments first. And now I'm getting into finding the perfect nightgown, because I've just been sleeping like a t-shirt and shorts, which is not a problem. But at the same time, I feel misplaced in my own bed, because my bed is such a luxurious, like ritual for me to get into it, that wearing some leftover item that makes me feel discarded doesn't necessarily help me get a night of peaceful and tranquil sleep and relaxation. So anyway, yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been working slowly on my private moments, and then slowly seeing and allowing that to affect how I bring myself to the world, because you got to take care of yourself first before you care about anybody else's influences or how they see you, right? You know, I was watching this other TikTok video. Like I said, I'm obsessed. I love it. This guy was talking. I think his name is like Berzook. I don't know. He's always channeling messages, and I don't know what, if he's an alien or whatever, but I love the stuff he says. And he was saying how a lot of people, they go up to a mirror and they see themselves frowning. So they yell like, "Stop frowning, smile." His response to that is basically, you can't just yell or like expect your reflection, who you are, to just change by demanding it. You have to demand that of yourself inside first. That's where your expressions, your emotional life is born. It's not out in, it's in out. If that makes any sense. Whatever. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to this episode. I really hope you do consider looking into one of the companies that I mentioned today. Again, I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm just talking about fabric and what a luxurious thing it is, and what a blessing and privilege and honor it is to find fabric, your second layer of skin, as something that is worthy of being on or near your body, because you are sacred. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. Have a lovely, lovely day. Goodbye.